Welcome to Blessed City Birdies. We come to you today from Plymouth, Indiana, for the NJCAA golf tournament. We have Kiefer Thompson with us today, also Coach House to my left, and Pierce Rogers on my right. And we're going to talk about the back nine to the golf course and how it's playing. So, you want to
Hole,
start off?
yeah, hole number 10. It's very open. It's not a very tight hole. It's about 420 yards. There's fairway bunkers on the left and right side of the green. Um, it's kind of the green's kind of it slopes kind of like a bowl.
Yeah.
It slopes up kind of like a bowl, so it's very hard to land on the green and stick it on the green. Um, it's okay on the left front, kind of ish. It kind of flattens out kind of down there.
Yeah, like he said, the bowl, it's like the opposite side of a bowl, so kind of like this a little
So it's
bit.
like a dome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he was meaning on that. And yeah, it's like on the edges though, but did you notice anything on hole 10?
No, hole 10, pretty straightforward. Like they said, it does kind of crown in the middle of the green and slope, but back right and left and front and back. So you have to be pretty accurate for the shot into the green to try to stick it in. These greens are not as receptive as I think they would like them to be, at least not right now. But with the rain that came in today, maybe it softened them up just a little bit. We'll see tomorrow morning.
We will. Hole 11 is around 416. It's a dog leg, but they can cut the corner. There's water and crap on the left side, and it's pretty straightforward too. The green slopes all left too. So y'all, you got anything else in that hole?
Their landing area coming off the tee is I would say is rather narrow. So if you're hitting the ball pretty far, you have to be accurate because you're gonna if you're cutting the corner, you can drive it through the fairway and be in the rough. And Jackson and Pierce found out today just a little bit, hitting a couple of shots out of the rough. The rough's not real high, but it is very, very thick and does grab the iron heads pretty good. So
Mhm.
you do want to try to use as much fairway in this tournament as you can. It'll make the play a lot easier.
For sure. I had a 6 iron into one of the greens. It was around 170 out, and yeah, the grass just grabbed the club so bad. It was crazy. It grabbed it hard. Um,
So do
but
you think
what
hitting, let's say, going to the course, do you think hitting driving irons off the tee would be a smart move instead of like drive or wood?
no, on some holes, yeah, but most of the holes are long that you would have to hit a driver off of. Yeah,
Okay.
it's what is it? It's 7,100 total, right?
Correct.
For 18. So, yeah, I would say no for the most part. I mean, they got to hit 3 wood, but you know, they still need to hit driver for sure. Coach, you want to talk about hole 12 a little bit?
Hole number 12 is a par four playing 442 yards. Um, Maybe one of the easiest greens these guys get to see all day. There's no bunkers that are protecting this green, and the green is going to slope from the back slightly to the front. Um, a good driving hole, and not typically not a very hard hole for these guys. Do you have anything else to add to that one, Jackson?
I would say it is one of the hardest holes for them.
Oh,
I would disagree. We actually talked to Anderson a little bit today, and he said it's really tough into the wind because there's water all left of fairway to green. So fairway to green, all water. And these guys, some of these guys hit it over 300 yards, and we were seeing them hit low 3 wood shots on their second shot. So it's no joke at all. It is hilly too. The hole is hilly, And so that doesn't help much either, especially in the wind. Now, if it's with the wind, I mean, it could probably be a lot easier, but what we saw was it was really tough. But it doesn't look like it when you first see it. But seeing the players play that hole, it was yeah, it was really tough on them. And that's one our boy Anderson says probably one of the hardest holes in the golf course, which I was kind of surprised he said that, but
Well, it seems to be one of the longer par fours on the golf course at almost 460,
yeah.
Was this the
which is
one,
almost the length of the par 5 15. So
was this the hole that had the, I guess, like the grass bunker right where you land your drive? Is that the one had that like grass bunker with the hill right there? I can't remember if that's the one.
I don't remember
I don't
a
think so.
grass. I don't remember a grass bunker being there. No. Um, but you got any thoughts on that hole just from hearing about it?
I mean, it sounds tough. I mean, 460 is a very long par four. I mean, it's almost as long as some short par fives. And into the wind, that would play very tough as well. So, I mean, if you're into the wind 15, 20 miles an hour, you will be hitting three wood to the green. And if you can't miss left, that takes out a draw, which helps you get that extra yardage as well. So really, the course management, I think, would really come into play at this hole, especially.
Yeah. Um, going into hole 13, Pierce, you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, it's a long par three, just over 200 yards. There are bunkers left, right, and in front of the green, so it's a very tough hole. The green slopes a little down right to left, so it if you carry it far enough, it can be easy. But if you do mishit it at all without playing it long, it can result in a bunker shot because of the way the green slopes. If you hit a draw or a hard fade into that, that could easily bounce off and roll into the rough, just the way it slopes. And with the bunkers, it's a very scary tee shot.
Yeah, that's the hole where we all hit a shot on, and the wind was pretty heavy, so it was playing like 225. And the green is uphill, but right where the pin was, which was in the back, it slopes after that. So it's a scary putt probably if they have it there or chipping. Um, yeah, you just have to hit a really good shot. And like I said, I think if it's with the wind, it would be not that hard. But if it's against the wind, it's going to be a little difficult. You're going to have to hit a good shot. So
So do you think it'd be better to go long or go short? Because short, you're bunkers, and long, you might bounce off the green. So I
long,
think what long for sure.
long
Take
for
the
sure.
poison and chip on.
Yeah, because yeah, those bunkers are no joke. I'd rather chip from the rough all day than
Yeah,
hit a bunker shot.
especially because if you miss long, you can miss left and right. So like if you take an extra club off the tee, just in case, if you hit thin it or chunk it just a hair, you'll still be long in those bunkers, and I think that's a big key.
Hmm. But you would have a downhill chip, would you not?
Right. I mean, well,
It kind of downslopes the very end of
yeah, the
but
last
you
second.
could ram it in that little hill right there and have it kick up.
Yeah, but none of those guys were long because it was in the wind. Not a single person was. But there is a tree to the right, like a big bush, like
And
I
left.
think it's a tree, yeah, and left. So you don't want to hit it in there, but I think one guy did hit it in there, so it's not completely out of play. I mean, when you have 220, you could have a bigger miss. So, um,
Hmm.
but I mean, like I said, if it's with the wind, it could change a lot of stuff. It really, like I said, it just really depends on the weather. But the greens are firm, and it's hard to hold them.
The wind is a big factor.
Yeah,
Big factor with every single hole, especially with these greens, whether they're sloping down or left or right or whatever, because it's going to be impossible. If the wind is into, that'll help hold the greens. But man, if it's downwind or left to right or whatever, it's very difficult to hold the greens.
Yeah,
uh,
I think into the wind would be a much easier shot actually than downwind for sure.
um, it's very unpredictable coming out of the rough too because it either takes a hard bounce or we saw Anderson hit one and it just stopped. And we have no idea how one of those chips just stopped because it was in a thick rough and he was far away. So it's just really hard to determine those chips. And actually, we were able to hit a couple chips on the course today. And even then, they were kind of still hard to figure out, just because they are undulated pretty decently, decent on those greens. And it's hard to know if it's going to check on the first bounce or if it's going to keep going. So,
One thing that I noticed, especially on this course, that's not very common is even on a 5 to 10 yard chip, it's easy to catch a flyer, which
Oh yeah.
it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you, especially on these greens, you try to land it on the fringe and have it roll on, even if it's a 5 or 10 yard chip. So when you catch a flyer and you land it on the green, that thing's going 10 yards past the ground.
Coach, you got anything to add on hole 13, that par three?
The only thing I would add is that on that one, Jackson actually had one of the better shots on that par three. Anderson and Jackson, and I think maybe one other was actually the only two or three that hit the green. So
I pulled mine left.
Yeah.
props to Jackson for playing the hole and putting it on the green.
Well, thanks,
job.
Coach. Well, thanks. We are going to talk about Peters did fire his lowest round ever, right?
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that after the
93. Good job, man.
but we're going to talk about that. He played good, but we'll do that later. Hole 14 is a 451 par 4. There's a body of water in front of green, and the green slopes a little down right to left. Do you got anything to add about?
Are you on the right hole? Because I got three. Hole 14 is 396. So don't know where you got that yardage from.
I don't know either.
It's a nice driving hole. Landing area is pretty nice. And right in front of the green, you have a pond that guards the green. The green is sloping slightly from the back to the front and slightly right to left. The approach shot, like I said, is guarded by a small pond and not a terribly tough hole, but looking forward to seeing what they can do here. They should be able to birdie par this hole fairly easy. I think it's OB left a little bit, but the landing area for the tee shots is relatively open.
You want to tackle hole 15 for us?
Hole 15 is in my eyes, it might be one of the most difficult holes on the course. Now, they may disagree with me, but right at the edge of the tee box, what would you say? Not even 50 yards from where their tee shots are, there is a tree that sticks out that guards the fairway. So you're going to have to tee the ball up all the way to the right side of the tee box, and you're still going to have to hit, I would say, a baby draw. It is a par 5, 479 yards. And if you don't hit a baby draw here, chances of you finding the fairway are
Slim.
and very slim. So you must hit a baby draw here off the tee box. Got to use the right side of that tee box. There is a small creek that runs across the fairway just in front of the green. And this green is relatively flat. Now, down the left side of the fairway is that's OB, right?
Yes, sir. It's an OB.
It's farmland, so it's OB. And a couple of the guys maybe hooked it a little too far and we're on the left side of the fairway, the left side rough, but I don't think any of them went OB. But coming into that green, most of them were laying up before that creek and trying to go. Now, I think Anderson and Lennon both were able to
They're able to go for it.
because
Jackson went for it too.
but who did?
Jackson.
Jackson actually went for it also, but Anderson's second shot actually hit the right side of the fringe, bounced right, hit the cart path, bounced a little more forward. So it's not a difficult hole, it's a difficult tee shot. And that will dictate the tee shot is gonna dictate how you come out on that hole, definitely.
Yeah, I would
And what I
say.
can, I
Oh,
don't
sorry,
mean to
go
interrupt.
ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
From what I can see from just the map, it looks dead straight.
Well, nah, it's not. It's a slight dog leg. You're gonna have to that tree. There's a tree, and it's kind of woods and tree that you're gonna have to draw around for sure. On but I disagree with Coach saying it's one of the harder ones. I don't think so because after that, wait, after the tee shot, it's 479. After that tee shot, it's not a hard second shot. It's really not.
You gotta think, most people can't hit a draw like that.
They're in the
I
national.
feel like at this level, if they're at this level, you can hit a draw, pal.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Yes, but
Yes, but
at a
like
pinpoint
Colin,
accuracy,
but like Colin, who's left-handed, and I think he typically plays a draw. He's gonna have to,
hit a cut.
he's gonna have to hit a cut there.
or he can just lay up. I
a
mean,
draw for us or like a
The
right-handed
we're
cut.
talking
So
Tee box.
You can't
yeah,
lay up.
you can
You're not
you don't have
laying
to
up
hit,
Unless you're
wait,
unless
wait,
you're hitting it
you don't
200 yards.
you don't have to hit a driver. You can hit a hybrid or something off the tee box. It's a par five. You have three shots.
true, you don't have to get there in two. But I
Yeah.
feel like most of these guys will get there in two.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
gonna,
but
they're gonna try. You
yeah,
gotta
that's what I'm
try.
saying. And
The
and
problem is the creek in front. There's a creek in front of the green
hmm
that makes it difficult because they can't run it up and go on the green.
Well, I think the biggest factor in this would be whether it's into the wind or downwind.
yeah,
Because if it's into the wind, I don't think none of these guys are really gonna go for it. But if it's downwind, I'm sure most of the 90% is gonna go.
Well, the winds will be 15 to 25 tomorrow. So, like we said yesterday, these winds are gonna play havoc on this course from just about every hole going forward. So, we'll see. I think this is the most difficult tee shot on the course for sure.
Mhm.
If you're trying to hit fairways, it is definitely that tree takes hitting the fairway
most
to a new level.
most difficult.
Jax,
Crazy.
yeah,
You don't get-
Jackson, you don't look like you agree at all.
I wouldn't
No.
think it's the most difficult, but
Yeah.
it's definitely one of the.
I would say it is difficult, and you have to draw it around. But like, no, I mean, it like Kiefer said, it is a national tournament, and you're gonna have to be forced to play some shots you don't usually play. But considering that, like, um, there's I can't remember. There's definitely the front nine has some hard tee shots. Hole
Mhm.
Four probably one of the hardest tee shots right there, and
17, but we'll get to that.
yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. 17. But so yeah, I wouldn't even say this is a shot this is a tee shot that makes you have to hit shot. And two people did go out of bounds actually. And they had to hit another drive. So it's not like it's easy, but yeah, I'll just push back a little, coach. But I like I said,
Now,
I
could
give it to him.
you? Sorry, it's could you get away with hitting like a 1 to 2 yard cut, or does it have to be a draw?
You're being
yeah,
rough.
You being rough, and that rough is
You have to draw
Okay.
it at least 5 yards.
But I will give it credit.
Okay.
I'll say this, coach. It is a shot it is a tee shot that makes you forced to hit it in one direction. So,
Yeah, like I'm probably not doing that.
I don't know.
I'm probably gonna take a 3-wood and try to go under the tree, which is probably impossible. But
This is why you're watching and not playing.
That's true. Yeah, that's what we're watching from. No, but yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's not that long. So if there's really no wind or they're not against it, I think and they hit it in the fairway, it's pretty open it's pretty easy from there. But if you do miss the fairway, it's not, you still have to hit it out of that rough. You can't hit it in the ditch, So all those factors play in, and the greens being firm and all that stuff. So it definitely plays in. We're on you want to go 16? You want to go
16 par 3.
Yes, sir.
All right, hole 16, it's a par 3 and it plays 196. I'm sorry. Yeah. Again, there is a tree that is going to stick out just in front of the left side of the green. It's about 60 yards out in front of the green. I don't think the tree really comes into play a whole lot. It does make you, um, think about your tee shot and you have a bunker that guards the right side front of the green. Green is pretty flat on the back half, and then midway from the front to the back, it starts sloping from the
Mm.
mid to the front. So,
Mhm.
not a terribly difficult hole. The tree that is about 60 yards in front of the green to the left of the fairway is it. If they can tuck that pin in there behind that a little bit and make it a little more difficult, but for the most part, it's not a difficult par three. And most of the guys probably won't have much of a problem with this, but you do want to avoid that bunker on the right side.
Yes, sir.
I definitely think that tree could come into play if it's in the wind because most golfers around this skill level, they love to hit a low shot if it's into wind, especially into a par three. So if they try to hit a low shot, the tree could easily impact that.
I think we're not giving that tree enough credit. Like, yes, it is far enough in front of the green. So,
They're all over me tonight, guys. Sorry.
but but I think it takes out a good portion of the left side, So
It's definitely if you hit a normal shot, you're gonna go over it.
yeah, well, yeah, of course. So like he's saying, piggybacking off him, like in the win and stuff. But I mean, it is 196. So, it's not like that's super short, but I mean they played longer. But a couple of those shots that they hit did flare out to the right. I think that tree is kind of just like,
In the back of their mind.
yeah, in the back of their mind. It's not really like that much in play, but it's still there, unconsciously or not. And yeah, that bunker we saw, the coach hit the bunker and he barely got out, on the green. So um yeah, I mean, it's not the toughest hole, but like all these other ones, it's not exactly the easiest one either.
Mhm.
Um, but you got any thoughts about that, Keith?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's 196,
Yeah.
and some of these guys can hit a 6 iron pretty easily, 196. Now, into the wind, I don't think it'll be that hard because if you can hit a stock six, let's say 200, the harder you hit it, the more spin you're going to put on it. And if it catches up in that wind, it'll help, and that'll stick the ball like it's sticking on nothing. But I mean, they're rolling the greens pretty firm. I don't think much people could be running it up because it's so short. And now if it was 230 or something, they could run it up, I think. But I mean, I think if you can just go in between the bunker and the tree and just land at middle green and maybe have an uphill putt, I don't think anyone's going to have too much trouble with it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it wasn't like they were having a difficult time, but there were a lot of them that were long. Like a lot of them were long. And like I said, a couple, I think like two or one did flare it out to the right. So, but yeah, like it's not the hardest one, but that tree is interesting though. Pierce, would you like to talk about hole 17?
Yeah, 17 is a 451 par four. Just in front of the tee box, there's a body of water that goes for a solid 50 to 70 yards, I'd say. And then as soon as the water ends, the whole fairway in the rough is lined with trees. That's why I said it was a difficult tee shot, not because of anything special, but just because if you hit too much of a draw, too much of a fade, especially with this wind, you're gonna smack a tree, and that could, with a 451-yard par four, that could end up very bad. Because if you drive it 200 yards because you smacked a tree limb, that's 250 left. So it could definitely, it's definitely in the back of their mind, and it could end up very messy.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, right. Like he said, there's after a while, there's just trees down the side, but they're on the left side. And if I'm right, you can correct me if I'm not. There's just trees all across that side too. So they do, they do have woods and water and then trees after that. Um, but they all seem to do pretty well on that hole, especially since I mean, it does force you to hit a shot, but that body of water, like if they hit it, decently off the club face, it's not really going to be that much in play.
It shouldn't be in play at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. So, yeah, it's kind of just for looks, in my opinion, the the water.
Mhm. Not for you though.
Yeah, not for me. And yeah, I mean, they all had. What do you think What kind of clubs do you think they had when they played?
I think they all hit driver.
No, I'm talking about like second shot.
Oh, I mean, it can range. I definitely think some of them had a 9-iron pitching wedge in,
I think it was downwind though
but
too.
it was
Yeah.
downwind. So I don't think any of them got to the wedge point, but there were multiple with pitching wedges and 9-irons, but there were some with 6-irons. So if you hit it spinny or you hit a tree or something like that, it could end up messing.
Yeah, yeah, they all did pretty well on that whole downwind. It'd be interesting though to know how it will play into the wind because it is 451 yards. So that'd be interesting. You know, it definitely would be playing harder. I mean, you know, so you got any other thoughts with that, Coach?
No, I might say something wrong, so I'm gonna
What?
come up with on this.
Well, I would like hole 18 is a hole, man. So I was thinking we could all just give thoughts on that tee shot. Coach House, would you want to start off with hole 18? Um,
Hole 18 is a par five, 551 yards. Off the tee box, all the way down the left side is the hotel. And the hotel is guarded by a pond, lake, whatever you want to call it, all the way down the left side. On the right side, you have trees. On the practice round, first day of practice round, looked like Rome State golfers had a little bit of trouble with this.
yeah,
Uh,
one of them hit the clubhouse.
one of them hit the clubhouse, but they
Oh.
seem to have played it a lot better today.
Mhm.
Today it was kind of with the wind. It was not in their face today. It was more behind them, maybe off their looking down the fairway, maybe a little bit off their right shoulder from right to left a little bit. But the water really comes into play, and it's not the narrowest of fairways, but it's definitely not the widest either. Once you hit your tee shot, if you're in the fairway, most of these guys, because of the next shot, are going to be, I say most of them. I don't want to say most, I shouldn't say most of them. I would think a good amount of them are going to play this hole safe and lay up for their second shot. What comes into play on their second shot is another pond that guards the entire front side of the green, and just on the other side of that pond is a big bunker. So this hole is going to play very difficult. Go ahead, Jackson.
Like he said, which I agree with everything you just said, Coach. So, I think this is one of the prettiest holes on the golf course for sure. The water left is beautiful. They got a fountain in there. And they also got like a little, it's like little waterfall a little bit. Anyway, it's pretty. They did have trouble yesterday because a lot of them, I'd say a lot of them hit draws, and the wind was coming. It was going to the left, and so they just hit it into the to the water or near it, or one of them hit a clubhouse and rolled into the parking lot, and one of them almost hit Coach House.
Almost.
So yeah, it is tougher because there is trees on the right side too, and Colin, who likes to hit a draw, he hit it in them trees and tried to punch out of the trees, and he ended up hitting it into the hazard, which is right beside the water. So it's the tee shot is not easy by any means. What makes this hole hard though too is that after that it opens up a lot. So there's trees to the left. In front of the green is a big body of water, and the wind can just get it in there. You know, it's just swirling. That's what I felt like it was today and yesterday. Yesterday especially, just swirling around. And yeah, it's like you gotta have to lay up because they have like 250 over 250 yards on that second shot, you know, over the water. So but you know, that's what I noticed. And there's also a bunker front right side of green too. So that also makes it a little tougher. Do you got any thoughts, Pierce?
I definitely think that the layup might be just as hard as the actual drive. You have a big narrowing of the fairway. So it goes from decently wide to when it hits that pond to about 100 yards short of the green, it narrows to about 15 yards wide. And it opens up after, so you can either lay up before and have a long wedge or like a pitching wedge or something in, or you can try to some guys I noticed they hit it long. They tried to go for that, they hit it long, they ended up in the rough or behind a tree or something like that. But another interesting thing is on the left side that the hole is lined with houses. So about pin high, about 40 yards to the left is a house. So if you pull it at all, especially with this wind, we've seen a couple guys hit the house. Like it
Mhm.
because if you try to go for it, it's very easy to try to bail out left because of that water. And then you pull it or draw it slightly, and it can easily hit that house.
Yeah, it sounds difficult as anything. Probably now this sounds like a lot harder of a tee shot than 15.
Oh yeah, that's why I think this is a tougher tee shot, even though 15 it forces you, and it is I'm not saying that's easy by any means, it's not. But 18 is a beast. It can be a beast. 18 can be a beast,
Yeah.
just like four can, or four is a beast. Four is a beast. But I thought hole 18 was definitely the prettiest hole out there, in my opinion. Yeah.
And I agree with that. It's a very pretty hole. It's a good finishing hole. And if you ask me, it's a very challenging last hole too. So, look forward to watching these guys tomorrow. Rome State starts teeing off around 10:45 in the morning and they're back to back to back. So I think Anderson's tee time was somewhere around, was it 11:15?
Yes, sir. Somewhere around that. Yes, sir.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
Um, but yeah, that's the back nine. So that's all 18 of the course. You got any extra thoughts you have about the whole course as a whole, or anything, Kiefer? Although you're not here.
I'm not there, but I mean, just I get a pretty good grasp on it by the way you guys describe it in such detail, which is helpful. And I'm looking at it as well. Um, yeah, I mean, it sounds like a difficult course. It sounds like your tee shots are honestly probably the most important bit of any of the shots going into it. I know the greens are going to be tough, and it seems like there's going to be some rain coming into you guys late afternoon tomorrow as well. Plus the 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. It's going to be tricky. But I think from the sounds of it, you just put it in the fairway and just play smart instead of trying to play so aggressive.
Mhm.
I think any one of them can go out there and shoot under par.
For sure. For sure. Since we have a little time left, I was thinking we could talk about uh Pierce's round today in just a short amount
Let's
of
hear it.
time.
Let's do it.
And Jackson actually lost the bet. He asked about Pierce.
I do.
Dessert somewhere. We don't know where yet.
Yeah. We played at a hidden gym. It was beautiful.
It's called Pretty Lakes Golf Club in Plymouth, Indiana. If you're ever around here, go play it. Lush fairways, quick, fast greens, but very beautiful.
Sounds
Um,
like Forest Hill.
the the course rating, it's way better. Course rating is 72, and the slope I'm pretty sure is 135. So it's
Okay.
not the hardest, but it's definitely not the easiest either. There were some easy holes, but also some of those holes were pretty tight. They forced you to hit fairway shot.
Uncomfortable shots.
Yeah. And it just rained. So it wasn't cold, but it did get a little chillier at times.
Breezy.
The wind was
It
definitely
was windy. It was
Yeah.
very windy.
But this man rolled the rock, probably the best I've ever seen him. He shot his lowest round, and I'm gonna let him talk about it for just a little bit.
Shot a low of 77 today. Pretty good for me. For while I was away at college, I played maybe 6 times, 8 times maybe. I don't know. I wasn't playing that much just with football and everything going on. I didn't have the chance to go out that often, but I was man, I went to the range last week. Swing was looking terrible. I mean, like it was like my swing felt the worst it's ever felt. And then we go out today. It was beautiful. I don't know.
Mhm.
I guess I needed a factory reset because we were out there just putting and chipping, and we got off about an hour early before a bunch of guys. So,
Which nobody was there, by the way,
yeah,
other than
nobody
that.
was there, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt good. I wasn't thinking much. I was just like, let's just have some fun today.
Hmm.
And I ended up I think I was even through four. I had four birdies today. I had three birdies on the front. So I shot a 38 on the front with one par. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, hey, this guy shot an 82 too. Not too bad.
yeah, I was missing it. He can vouch. I got no breaks today at all.
There were a few shots I'll let you redo. But
Which well, I mean, what on 18, he told me it was like,
I screwed him up. I'll take
yeah,
credit for that. I told him to hit it over a tree, and I didn't realize there were three trees past that tree, so he smacked a tree.
yeah, and it bounced like 40 yards back. But so I mean, I was hitting it okay. My putting was not that good for most of the holes, and he just played way better than I did. I made a triple. I made a stupid triple. He can tell you I lost my head on that one hole.
Yeah, I had a double on 17. So, man, it's a tough hole. You had to hit a 240-yard shot. So I took a hybrid and I pull thinned it. I
Mhm.
thinned it and I pulled it and I hit it straight out of bounds. And then I chunked my next one 40 yards. So I was hitting for par with a 50-yard shot. So I was really upset with that because it could have gotten rampant. I could have gotten a quad if I wasn't careful, but luckily I got up and chipped on and one putted. So
I almost got a quad on that triple. Um, but it was, I think total the scorecard, I think said 6,700, which is not long, but some of those holes were pretty tight. Like actually, some of those holes forced you to hit some good shots. And some holes were easy. They gave you easy holes, but there was also hard holes too. But he played good, beat me fair and square, you know.
Kiefer,
I know you.
what'd you do at Michi today, Kiefer?
I didn't go out there today.
Kiefer, you gotta
I'm
go out
gonna
there
hit in
today.
this. I'm gonna hit in the sim for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then go to the gym later tonight. And yeah, I mean, Jackson, come on, dude.
What?
You let Pierce beat you, and now you got to buy him dessert.
Hey man, he beat me fair and square. He played good. He hit the
That's
place.
gonna be the best dessert he's ever had, too.
Hey, it's under $5.
Well, Kiefer, the way to look at this is that every squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
all right.
Today was Pierce's day to find the nut.
No,
I
but
mean,
for
from
real.
what I heard, he beat Jackson on the front nine at Fox Meadows.
Yes, that was
So he's lost 2 times in a row.
Hey, he's
Some-
playing
some-
better. He's playing better than I am.
He's
And,
playing better with
yeah,
less practice.
And I mean, yeah,
I mean, neither of us have
yeah,
practiced.
no, I haven't practiced either.
Since,
I-
I haven't
Come
practiced.
on.
I haven't practiced one
We
day
played
of my
we
life,
played
ago.
we played Oracle. That's practice.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Playing's not practice though, really.
Yes, it is.
But I will say, yeah, he was just hitting it better than I was, but I was just missing it. Places I wasn't supposed to be missing it, but it was fun. But that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks, Keith.
Yep.